And we're back in our series where we explore different Linux distributions to find out how easy they are to get up and running, specifically for beginners. And even if you're not a beginner and you're looking to leave Windows, you might have come across a website called Distrowatch, which has rankings of all the distributions. Naturally, everyone's curiosity would turn to who's in first place. And every single time Distrowatch has been shown on this channel, there's only been one distribution in first place. That is CachyOS. So you might be wondering why it's taken so long for us to cover it here on this channel, considering we're 10 videos into the series. You see, one of the goals of this series is to cover distributions evenly based on their foundations. So we have 4 from Debian, 3 from Fedora, and 3 from Arch. But not everyone made the cut. These are the distributions that are currently recommended. So what about these distributions? Let's start with Ubuntu, which reminds us a little bit too much of Windows in all the worst possible ways, with pop-ups for updates in the middle of the screen, stopping us from doing whatever we're doing, and an attempt to force us to exclusively use snaps, rather than any package format we'd like to use, which again feels like someone's twisting our arm rather than giving us freedom to do whatever we want. But what about the other two? EndeavourOS and Garuda are both based on Arch, and both of them required a terminal at some point, which is no good for our no terminal challenge. They did require only a little bit of terminal, but still terminal nonetheless, which would turn away beginners potentially wanting to leave Windows. But this might not sit very well with some Linux enthusiasts who believe that in order to use Linux, you have to know how to use terminal. And it stands to reason that a lot of advanced Linux users might find themselves leaning towards Arch distributions because Arch is more of an advanced path. So, what's CachyOS based off of? Arch Linux. Meaning that in order to create this video and do it justice, it required a little bit more time. So with that all said, let's dive into CachyOS and find out if we need to use a terminal or if we can use a GUI or a graphical user interface for everything, just like we would for all of our basic tasks on Windows. That includes simple things like installing a program and ideally getting up and running with gaming. So if you're using this as a guide, let's go through how to install CachyOS. Grab a USB, back up all the data on that USB, download Ballerina Etcher, download Ventoy, open Ballerina Etcher, select Ventoy in the first section, select your USB in the second section, double check that all your data is backed up because once you hit flash, the contents of your USB will be wiped and replaced with Ventoy. If that was way too fast for you, here is the slow version. But if you've already got a Ventoy USB, or you already know how to create one, or you just want to watch the process before you actually try it for yourself, let's move on to the next part. Over in your browser, search for CachyOS in your search engine. Make sure to select the correct link. No cookies notice and a download button front and center means we're off to an excellent start. Once you click on download, you'll be taken to another page. Click on Download Desktop Edition, and when presented with the drop-down menu, select Direct, unless you're familiar with these other methods. That will begin downloading the ISO file. It should go to your downloads folder, but mine is set to go to the desktop for this video. Once it's done, plug in your Ventoy USB if it's not already plugged in, and either drag and drop or copy and paste the CachyOS ISO to the USB. Then once it's done, safely eject. Backing up your data is extremely important, even if you're not installing a new operating system. So with your data backed up, and specifically the data on the computer you want to install CachyOS on, it's time to shut it down. Now plug in your Ventoy USB into that computer and find either the delete or F2 key on your keyboard. Now press the power button and rapidly press whichever key you picked. Once you see the BIOS appear on the screen, you can stop pressing it. If you were back in the operating system you were using before, shut it down and try the other key. So F2 if you try delete, or delete if you tried F2. Once you're in the BIOS, look for a boot menu. On this Asus motherboard, it's on the front page and you can press F8 to get there. Gigabyte motherboards put it on the save and exit page under boot override. You should see your USB appear on screen now. Use the arrow keys or mouse to hover over it and click or press enter. Now Ventoy should appear on screen. Select CachyOS and press enter. This part is important. You want to select Grub 2. If you select normal mode by accident, turn off your PC by holding the power button and repeat the steps to get back to Ventoy. Then there's one more page after Ventoy to press enter on. Now we wait for CachyOS to start up. You might have noticed that it took a while for CachyOS to transfer over to the USB. That's because this USB is kind of on its way out, as flash storage, the primary technology of USBs, is temporary. So if you have a slow or dying USB, then booting up any OS from it might take a little while. Next, you should see the CachyOS desktop. Normally, we'll jump straight into the installer, but if you're installing this with a 4K monitor and it's hard to see, then right-click on the desktop and select Display Configuration. Now adjust the scaling slider and click Apply. 200% is normally the sweet spot for 4K. Onto the installer. If you're not sure what any of these options are, then select the default. That's normally the best practice. You know what to do with language, keyboard, and time zone. This PC has 2 SSDs installed. And we don't want to wipe the first one, which is 1000 gigabytes or a terabyte. We want the 500 gigabyte one. So if you have multiple drives in your PC, this is how you'd select which one to erase. This is also why backing up your data is so important, because making a mistake here could cost you dearly. But everything is backed up and we know what drive we want to wipe. So with Erase Disk selected, let's continue. We're currently using KDE Plasma as our desktop environment, but we now have the option to pick a lot of other desktop environments. Seeing as people fleeing Windows will likely feel right at home with KDE Plasma, and it is the default option, let's stick with that. We'll also leave the packages section as default. Now for the Windows can't do this section, as they've been trying to rip out local account support for a very long time. No need to give away your valuable personal data for free with an online account here, just a name and password. We can also enable auto login, unlike Windows, but that's done after installation. Then we'll get a summary of everything we've done, where we can double check that we've absolutely selected the right SSD to install on, and then it's time to let the installer do its thing. While we're waiting, let's have a quick chat about why CachyOS has dominated the Distrowatch charts. One of the greatest things about Linux distributions is that they have the option to specialize. Much like an RPG game or any game that allows you to pick your stats, you might pick stats for strength, or you might pick stats for, say, a glass cannon. So what has CachyOS specialized in? Speed. That's why it's so popular amongst the Linux community, because it's one of the fastest Linux distributions out there. And unlike Windows, which gets slower and slower with every update, CachyOS gets faster and faster with every update. So now that we're installed, let's click the Restart Now button and click Done. Normally, this is the part where we skip the welcome window and do system updates, but we don't want to skip it here. Remember how the other 2 Arch distributions required terminal? That's what's currently expected of us now. But is there a way around the terminal? Let's keep going. Click on Apps Tweaks. Now click on System Update. Remember that if we don't have to interact with the terminal, that's okay for the No Terminal challenge. If you're doing this on the same day as your installation, you'll probably get a nothing to do message in the terminal. But in future, this is the way you do updates without a terminal. If you select Cachy Update Enabled, you'll get a notification in the taskbar when it's time to update. So if you close this window and want to get back, it's in the Not a Star menu under C where it's called CachyOS Hello. But if you've seen any of the other videos in this series, you know that most of the time updates are taken care of through the Software Center or App Store. It's not really a store, you don't buy anything. So you might be wondering where that is. It's also in the start menu, but it's not what you think it is. If you did have updates to do, restart your system before continuing on. That is mandatory. But if you're completely up to date, then click All Applications in the Not a Start menu and scroll down until you see Octopi. This is our software center, but it's a bit different to discover. This store doesn't have everything we want. When we open a store, it gets the information about which apps it can install from repositories. Octopi appears to be a CachyOS focused repository, that is, apps that the CachyOS developers have specifically picked and potentially even tweaked because they're open source. But it does have some of the things we want. Search for Steam to begin with, because we definitely want the CachyOS branch of that. Select the version that just says Steam, then select Install. You might need to right-click to get the context menu with Install in it, depending on where you click. Now Steam has been added to the list of apps to install, rather than installing straight away. But we're going to do this one by one, so click the tick mark. Now we'll be asked about dependencies, and we'll click yes. Then for our admin password, which is the same as our account password if we kept this box ticked during setup. And a bunch of terminal output should appear below. We'll know if it's good if we see command finished OK at the bottom. The reason we're doing this one at a time is, if there was an error, we'd know which app was giving us trouble because it's the only one being installed. Speaking of trouble, if you didn't do system updates first and skip straight to this step, then you might get errors here. CachyOS and most Arch distros aren't very forgiving. Think of this as the difference between a get from A to B car and a sports car, or a car that's a little more souped up. The A to B car, you can probably do anything you want with, but you won't be able to get very far or very fast. But the sports car can go very fast, but requires more maintenance, more care, and can only really be driven in certain ways. Things that you could get away with in the A to B car, you would end up breaking something if you did the same thing in the sports car. So CachyOS requires us to do certain things in a certain order for similar reasons. Not the best analogy, but just remember, system updates first. So before we jump over to Steam, let's install another store or software center so we can get our Flatpaks through a nice GUI. We could install Discover, but let's make this a little more interesting. We're going to install Bazaar, the store from Bazite. Click in the search field and search for Bazaar. You want the newest version number. Right-click, select Install, click the tick mark, approve the dependencies, type in your password, watch the terminal do its thing, and wait for command finished OK. That's how we install things from the CachyOS repository. But now if we close this and go over to the Not a Start menu, we have Steam and Bazaar. Steam appears under both Games and Internet, while Bazaar appears under Utilities. Let's open up Bazaar. Now we can install anything from FlatHub that we want. Let's get you chatting with the gang as soon as possible. Under Popular, select Discord and click Install. Here's a bit of a catch with Bazaar though. We can open Discord right here, but if we check the Start menu, it doesn't have Discord. This green dot is still for Steam because we haven't opened it yet. Bazaar needs to tell CachyOS that there are new apps installed, but it doesn't. When we restart our system though, it will appear in the Start menu. So this is likely a bug that can be ironed out, so it will probably be fixed one day. But now it's time for Steam, which still has its green dot next to it. Click on it and wait for Steam to do its first time install. However, you might need to click on it a second time when it appears on the desktop. Then let's meet back after the sign-in window. We just need to select any game from our library to install, and as we've got 2 new Tomb Raider games on the way, let's benchmark Rise of the Tomb Raider. Those of you who saw the Nubara video might remember that Tomb Raider 2013 had a Linux version. The same is true of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which means if we go to install that here, it will install the Linux version by default, not the Windows version. But we want the Windows version because that's the newest and up-to-date version from the developers. To get the Windows version, you can either right-click or click this little cogwheel, select Properties, and under Compatibility, click Force the use of a specific version of Proton. Experimental should be fine. You won't need to do that for every game, just games that have a Linux version. Other games should just be click install and you're done. But other than that, we've got CachyOS up and running with no terminal whatsoever, at least not a terminal we have to interact with, so it still passes the no terminal challenge. Sure, we need to use the CachyOS Hello program to run our system updates, but it's still a GUI, and everything else we did was graphical user interface focused, which means that as far as this series is concerned, it's passed the test and it can absolutely be recommended for beginners.